Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Traditional British Dueling. I am the Bard, the Keeper of Scrolls, and the Teller of Tales. Today I have the honor of presenting to you our tournament to crown the Heritage Champion. We have 8 superstars eager to prove themselves, so let's get to the action. Opening match of the Traditional British Dueling Heritage Championship Tournament. Aleister Black versus Wade Barrett. Selena Vega in Aleister's corner. Nick Aldis in Wade's corner. Black Bass. 2 count. This is British rules. 2 out of 3 falls. 5 counts on the outside. Wade now trying to come back on Aleister. These 2 men were actually a tag team in the Triangle of Terror with Drew McIntyre in our previous season of CLW. They've now moved over to the Traditional British Dueling brand. And as we can see, they are no longer friends. Way down on the outside with only a 5 count. Wade was counted out. That gives Aleister the first fall. Aleister just needs one more fall. Hitting another big kick. May have knocked Wade out, but Wade kicks out of it. Wade's fighting back now. He needs to get 2 straight falls. Selena on the apron. Reversing, missing with that moonsault. Has Wade up, dropped him on the top rope. Going to the top. Aleister setting up Wade. Wade just steps aside. Samoa Joe. Bullhammer might have knocked out Aleister. He's able to get out though. Another punch to the face. I thought Aleister had tied it up after that bullhammer. Wade now to the top. Big boot. Maybe he's going to try to see if Aleister will be counted out. Tie things up. Selena causing a distraction on the outside. We're at 2. We're at a 3. Aleister's back in. Wade catches him. Neck breaker. Bouncing his head on the mat. Almost tied it up there. These matches are 10-minute time limit. There is some urgency to getting those 2 falls. Especially if your opponent gets one. Then you're having to have 3 falls in that 10-minute period. Wade still in control of Aleister. Wade has tied it up. Staying on Aleister. Could be setting up for another bullhammer. Zelina throwing in a kendo stick, causing a distraction. Aleister was able to counter that bullhammer. And now he's busted open by Wade. Going to the second rope. Double axe. Beating Aleister down. These two are so familiar with each other from teaming in the past that Zelina causing more interference, allowing Aleister to get the upper hand. Black now on the top. Meteora. Second rope. Missing as Wade sidestepped again. Next ball wins this match. Wade with an elbow from the top. Zelina again, causing a distraction. Nick Aldis should be over there trying to stop Zelina from distracting Wade. Wade gets the victory. Second match of the quarterfinals of the Heritage Championship. We have Ken Shamrock versus Kross. Shamrock looking for a quick submission. Didn't happen. Shamrock to the top. Setting up Kross. Double axe handle. British rules, 2 out of 3 falls. 5 count on the outside, 10-minute time limit. Shamrock still in control. Taking Kross to the corner. Taking the big man down with a lariat. An attempt. Only a 2. Kross trying to come back. Doing what he can to keep Shamrock down. Setting up Shamrock. Headbutt. Punches and kicks. Not a lot of technicality from Kross. Shamrock, the master of submissions. He locks in that ankle lock. This might be over. Going for a pin. Gets the first fall on Kross. Kross fighting back. Looking to crush Shamrock's head. That vice grip. Shamrock fighting it. Fighting it and getting out of the hold. Kross setting Shamrock up. Big power bomb. Is that gonna do it? 1-1. The next fall decides who advances to the semifinals. Face Wade Barrett. DDT from Shamrock. Going for that ankle lock. Can he make Kross tap? Locked in. Kross is nowhere near the ropes. And he taps. Third match of the quarterfinals. British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith versus Nick Aldis. Aldis has Mickey James in his corner. We saw Aldis earlier in the corner of Wade Barrett. Power slam by the Bulldog. Is that gonna do it? 2 count. Wade has already advanced to the semifinals, so it is possible that we could see Nick Aldis versus Wade Barrett. The two of them have some sort of a connection going there. Not sure if they're thinking of forming a tag team or what they have in mind. Aldis taking control of Bulldog, taking him down to the mat. British rules, 2 out of 3 falls, 5 count on the outside, 10-minute time limit. This match being very fast-paced. Back and forth. Aldis catching Bulldog. Backbreaker. Setting him up here. Cloverleaf locked in. Is Bulldog gonna tap? Reversing out of it. Mickey James at ringside. Bulldog now dropping all this across the top rope. Reversal after reversal. Tap in the neck. Nick Aldis. Press slam. Countered by Aldis. Another backbreaker. Aldis going to the top rope. Big elbow drop. Trying to get a fall. Aldis takes the first fall. Tombstone. May have wanted to go for a pin there, but instead countered by the Bulldog, dragging him to the middle of the ring. Possibly setting all this up. Bulldog looking to tie things up. The ref was slapping Aldis in the face. Big power slam by the Bulldog. Ties it up. Next ball takes it. Aldis. Stalling suplex. Aldis in control. Low clothesline. Mickey cheering on Nick. Setting up the Bulldog. Dropping him face first into the buckle. Trying for that second fall. And he gets it. Final match of the quarter finals of the Heritage Championship. Karrion Kross and Ilja Dragunov. Scarlet in the corner of Kross. This is British rules, 2 out of 3 falls. 10-minute time limit. 5 count on the outside. Scarlet on the apron. Trying to cause a distraction. Winner of this match advances to face Nick Aldis. We already know Wade Barrett and Ken Shamrock are going to face off in the semifinals. Ilja missing on everything there. Kross in control. Kross still controlling Ilja. Ilja's up. Quick roll up. Not even a 1 count. Kross with a punch. Going to the outside. There's only a 5 count. They're going to have to get back in the ring. Ilja's back in. Kross is back in. Kross caught the Tree of Woe. Stopped by Ilja. Ilja taking down Kross, but Kross is up. Ilja is wasting too much time. Kross is in trouble. Ilja going for a fall. No. This is still going between these two. So much back and forth. Kross setting Ilja up. Counter by Ilja. That might do it. Ilja wasting time again. Setting Kross up. Powerbomb. And that is the first fall. Kross catches him coming in with that clothesline. Kross now to the top, taunting Ilja to get up. Went for a kick or a drop kick, but he missed either way as Scarlett then caused a distraction. So Kross could get the upper hand. Going for a pin on Ilja. 2 count. Kross has to be getting frustrated. Knee to the face. And it's tied up. Next fall takes it. Big knee by Ilja. Ilja now. Again. That might do it. Kross maybe knocked unconscious. Ilja advances. First match of the semifinals of the Heritage Championship Tournament. Barrett with Nick Aldis versus Ken Shamrock. Still haven't figured out the relationship between Nick and Wade. Wade setting up for a bullhammer, it looks like. And he hit it. Wade gets the first fall. British rules, 2 out of 3 falls. 5 count on the outside and a 10-minute time limit. Shamrock trying to get something going here after losing that first fall. Only 5 count. We're at 3. Wade's back in. Shamrock seemed to have been distracting the ref. Maybe he didn't want to count out. Fortunately for Shamrock, that gave Wade a chance to get in there and get some momentum. Counter by Shamrock. Shamrock looking for a submission. Working on that arm. Wade rolls through with knee to the head. Wade carrying Shamrock over, dropping him face first on the top buckle. Shamrock, though, fighting out of the corner. Knee to the head. Big spine buster. Belly to belly, going for the pin. Shamrock has tied it up. Next fall advances to the finals of the Heritage Championship Tournament. Looked like he was going for that ankle lock. Wade wisely getting out of that. Could be setting up for another bullhammer. And he hits it again. Is that gonna do it? Wade advances. match 2 of the semifinals. Nick Aldis with Mickie James versus Ilja Dragunov. Winner of this match advances to the finals to face Wade Barrett. May be interesting to see if Nick advances, since Nick has been in Wade's corner for some reason. This match is British rules, 2 out of 3 falls, 10-minute time limit, 5 count on the outside. Ilja may have a first fall here. Yes. We may not see if Nick is going to face Wade in the finals. Nick now has to get 2 straight falls. He's fighting back against Ilja. Nick trying to get some momentum going. Mickie looks worried on the outside. Ilja now back and forth between these two. Paris in the way. Nick dragging Ilja to the center of the ring. Ilja's up. Counter by Ilja. Springboard drop kick. All this is up. Adrenaline looks like tombstone. Is that gonna get him a fall? Why is he not going for a pin? Ilja staggering up into the corner. Nick should have stayed on him. Nick still leading 2 falls. Ilja only needs 1. Back and forth between these two. Trying to get the upper hand. Ilja takes him down with a chop. Ilja now thinks it's over with. Hits that clothesline. Definitely thinks he's got this one wrapped up. He's got to stay on Nick though. Nick again with that tombstone. He needs to get the fall is what he needs to get. Going to the top rope. Big elbow drop. Now going for the pin. He's tied it up. Next fall advances to the finals. Taking the action to the outside. Ilja may have just knocked Nick out. Ilja advances after a count out. We've made it to the finals of the Heritage Championship Tournament. Wade Barrett versus Ilja Dragunov. Wade setting up for a ball hammer early. And he hits it. Wade has taken the first fall. Wade has Nick Aldis in his corner again. But only this time, Nick has brought Mickie James out with him. And we have no idea what the relationship is between Wade and Nick. And now apparently Mickie. I guess we'll find out as the season of TBD progresses. Ilja going outside for a breather. now in control of Wade. Ilja taking down Wade. Wade defeated Aleister Black and Ken Shamrock to get to the finals. Ilja defeated Karrion, Kross and Nick Aldis to get to the finals. Back and forth between these two. Wade already has one fall. Ilja needs two. Back and forth continues. Wade hammering on Ilja, trying to keep him down. Wade now maybe setting up Ilja to become the inaugural Heritage Champion for Traditional British Dueling. Wade headed to the top rope. Countered by Ilja into a power slam. Nick on the apron, causing a distraction. Trying to anyway. Ilja getting himself pumped up. Missing with that clothesline. Ilja with Wade down in the corner, wasting time. Aldis now causing a distraction. You know he's not happy because he lost to Ilja. They're having some words. Wade with a roll-up in the tights. Gets the win. Wade Barrett is the inaugural Heritage Champion, not without some help from Nick Aldis. Not sure what that alliance is all about, but you're not going to want to miss the stories yet to be told. So unless you're the village idiot, you should like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.